Get a YouTube, Rob again, obviously bringing you another video, doing another movie update. I've got a steelbook, then I've got a DVD, then I've just got a few Blu-rays to show you, some rest of stuff that I've sort of picked up, and a couple I've watched and a couple I haven't watched yet, but I'll sort of show them anyway. Yeah, so we'll get into it. Okay, first to start off with the steelbook. Which I sort of forgot to show in my steelbook video, which I did the other day, which was a little bit annoying because I sort of wanted to show them all in the one video. But it's probably a good thing because I haven't actually watched it at that point, but I've watched it now. So this is a film that I've sort of wanted to watch ever since I knew it was sort of coming out. And I sort of watched the trailer and thought it'd be something that I'd really like. It is Tinker, Tailor, Soldier, Spy. Great sort of spy movie and great sort of drama movie, which I really do sort of like those movies. Like I don't want a bit of James Bond type spy action and a bit of the Bourne movies. I was going to say the Bourne Trilogy, but there's actually 4 now, isn't there? The Bourne Quadrilogy, or however, I don't know what you want to call it. Anyway, but yeah, this is a film that I'd sort of heard a few different things about. Obviously, I'd heard it was a really good movie, and some people really did like it. I'll just sort of give you a bit of a... It's actually not a bad steelbook, actually. Gary Owen on the front there. And a bit of... Actually got a bit of artwork inside this one. Some of these steelbooks don't. I got the Blu-ray and DVD in there. Anyway, yeah, so I've heard really good things about it. But also heard a lot of people reckon it was a really sort of boring movie, they reckon. Which I don't know, I can maybe see why some people might sort of say that, but I certainly wasn't bored in it. I mean, I went into it knowing it was going to be a sort of a, rather sort of, heavy sort of drama. I mean, you sort of tell that by the, the trailer for it. But I don't know, but I kind of got the impression that some people reckon it was going to be a sort of a James Bond action type flick, but I don't know where you sort of get that idea from, but yeah, I mean, it's certainly a sort of a slow burning film, but I didn't sort of find it boring in any sort of way. It also said it was a fairly sort of confusing movie, which I can sort of see. I was a little bit confused by it, to be honest. I tried not to be, but I think I think you've definitely a movie you've got to sort of watch, perhaps at least twice, perhaps to get more of an idea of what's sort of happening in it. Essentially, storyline, basically you've got you've got a sort of it's sort of set in the 70s, and sort of the you've got the British intelligence and you've got the American intelligence and you've got the Russians, and they're all we basically focusing on obviously the British Secret Service, and they've I think they've got a mole sort of very high up in their hierarchy, so they've sort of got, was it supposed to be 4, wouldn't it? Suspects, basically. These are sort of their code names for each person. So, once they sort of find out who it is, that's going to be their, that's the code word for that person's name. Once they find out, discover who that person is. So you sort of, spend the movie just, they spend the movie, obviously investigating, trying to work out, who this mole is, type thing, and which I think I did sort of have a bit of an idea of who it might have been, perhaps sort of halfway through. But anyway, but yeah, definitely a really good movie, and I should perhaps give it another watch it at some point, because I thought it was a really good movie. And if anyone likes these sort of slow burning sort of drama, thrillers, I guess, or definitely worth a watch, I thought, and definitely a great book as well, I thought. So that's that one. Next one's the DVD, which I sort of picked up. Another Audrey Taylor movie, because I'm sort of on a hunt to try and get all her movies. This one's called Delicacy. I think it came out 2011. One of her sort of recent films. Sort of one of those films. I sort of watched it and sort of while I was watching it and when it had sort of finished, I'd sort of think, it wasn't particularly all that great, I thought. But sort of, over the next few days, I sort of started thinking about it a bit more, and sort of think, it wasn't actually wasn't that bad of a movie, really, I suppose. I mean, I think I just sort of found the premise was a bit silly, I thought, and I think that's sort of what I kind of didn't sort of like about it. Essentially, you've got Audrey Tautou, and she's married and happy, and then I suppose I want to spoil it, but this does happen in the first 10 or 20 minutes. Her husband gets hit by a car and dies, so she's absolutely heartbroken. Lost her soulmate, as it sort of says on the back here. Coping with it by sort of just throwing herself into her work and I guess in some way perhaps ignoring the fact or something, sort of in denial a bit. But anyway, so just one day out of the blue, she's like what's from what I understand, she's like a team leader or like a project leader for like a bigger company. So she's sort of oversees a group of other people while they do the project type thing. Just out of the blue, she just one of her male person in the team comes into her room and to ask questions about the project, and she just for some reason just sort of kisses him type thing, and so it's sort of just out of the blue type thing, and he sort of thinks, well, wow, she must like me type thing, and in some ways sort of pursues her a little bit, I suppose, and she sort of in some ways sort of, I'm not sort of perhaps denying that it sort of happened, but she I don't know, perhaps can't even believe it herself that she did it, sort of thing. But anyway, the movie just sort of goes on from there. They have this they sort of go on dates, and sort of start off as being friends, and then they sort of sort of goes on there. I don't want to perhaps spoil too much what sort of happens after that. So it's so the premise is a little bit a bit silly, I thought. But sort of I don't know, there's other sort of elements still that they did sort of sort of save the movie, I thought. A sort of film maybe you either like or you won't like. I thought, so I sort of thought. I've perhaps got to watch it again at some point. Next one was actually a film I haven't actually sort of watched yet. But I think I was watching someone's video. I've no idea who it was, and I reckon this is pretty sure they said this is one of their favourite film of all time, or at least one of their favourite films. A River Runs Through It, which I just picked up. I think it was like $8 brand new. Just from one of my local stores, which is I don't normally get $8 Blu-rays at the shops near me, type thing. So I don't know all that much about it. I think from what I had a quick read through the back end, I think it's just about sort of a father and his two sons. I think one of them must be Brad Pitt, and it's just sort of about their relationship. I think the kids sort of growing up, and I guess in some way, when they become adults, I guess sort of. I guess some things must sort of change, I suppose, when they get older. Life changes, sort of thing. I think it's made by, it says Robert Redford Films. I assume he must have directed it. But if, I don't know, it looks like it would be a good sort of film, I reckon. I'll have to give it a watch and see what it's like. It does remind me sort of another film that Brad Pitt made. I can't remember what the title was for that one. I'll leave perhaps a link down there about it or something, but it was I don't know, a similar sort of, I don't know, about a family sort of, the whole movie was sort of just based on this family through time, type thing. But anyway, so that's, I'm pretty sure that's going to be a good watch. If anyone's sort of seen this movie, certainly leave me a comment and tell me your thoughts on it. Next film was a film I think came out, was it last year or the year before? A film that I have talked about before. I think when I did my sort of end of the year, I usually sort of do an end of the year sort of overview of the movies that I sort of watched and just sort of briefly talk about them type thing. It's called Contagion, and I sort of remember sort of saying when I sort of walked out of the cinema and kind of said I thought it was a bit of a boring film, but I've heard a lot of people on YouTube on the YMC. People reckon they actually really did enjoy it, so I thought I might, rebuy it, or buy the movie and give it another watch and sort of see what it's like. See if my opinions sort of changed on it. It's got some big stars in it, Matt Damon, Lawrence Fishburne, Jude Law, Gwyneth Paltrow, Kate Winslet. Reminded me a lot of that film with Dustin Hoffman, Outbreak. Yeah, very sort of similar. Some ways, sort of premise to it, but this is a bit more, I think, more in depth. Basically, just about a sort of a virus, sort of gets loose or happens sort of thing, and basically it's about these different. You've got sort of different people, and they're all sort of some way sort of well, they're trying to sort of find out where this virus came from. So they're trying to track it down to the original source type thing. You've got all these people, and they're sort of you got the doctors that are investigating it, and just got Matt Damon as a father. He's somehow sort of immune to it. His wife sort of gets the virus and dies, and so it's got these sort of different people from different sort of backgrounds, I suppose you could say, and they're just some way sort of linked to it all. You just sort of follow each sort of story as it sort of links together, type thing. But definitely, it was a good film. It was a very well made film, and it's great to sort of see sort of the whole sort of virus sort of aspect from different people's angles, type thing, and how it affects different people, type thing. Let me perhaps I wouldn't say it was a boring film. I sort of perhaps might change that slightly. It's just a very well made film. It's just, I don't know, it's a bit hard to explain, but it's for me at least, I thought it was just a bit too much drama in it. I thought maybe it's just a bit of a sort of hard hitting, I don't know, that's why I sort of found it a bit boring. It wasn't any sort of relief from it. I don't know, it probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but but yeah, it's a good film, and I think it might have been me. I just sort of found it just a little bit, I don't know, I can't explain it very well. So that's that. Next film was actually a good film, I thought. I actually like this one. It's called Nowhere Boy. Just about sort of the John Lennon's sort of childhood, sort of growing up in the 50s, I think it was. And I really liked this movie because it wasn't about the Beatles. They don't even mention the word the Beatles in the whole movie, which I actually thought was actually really good, just because it's really concentrating just on John Lennon as a sort of a teenager, and sort of his sort of family, but his mother that sort of in some ways sort of abandoned him, type thing, and the auntie that he's sort of his auntie sort of brought him up, type thing, and auntie and uncle type thing, and sort of tracks down his mother type, and she only lives probably a few streets away, type thing, but he doesn't sort of see her that much. He sort of wants to sort of find out, why she left him, type thing, and but yeah, so I really like that aspect to it, because it wasn't all about the Beatles. I mean, we do meet sort of George Harrison and the other one, what's his name? Paul McCartney. Bit of a brain melt there. We do sort of meet those two. We don't sort of meet Ringo. I think he comes in later on, I think. I think we do meet Brian Epstein. I'm pretty sure he's there. But yeah, I thought it was a really good film, and very well acted, and really interesting, and in some ways a very sort of sad movie, I suppose, too, about John Lennon's childhood. I mean, there's no sort of romance sort of aspect to it. I mean, there is a girl that he's sort of seeing, I think, but there's no sort of isn't sort of given much screen time, which I think in some ways is a good thing. You don't necessarily need to always have a romance, type thing in these sort of movies. Yeah, it's a great film, I thought, and I really did enjoy it, and so I definitely think that John Lennon's I think the real John Lennon's actually a lot different to what everyone perceives him to be. Like, everyone thinks he's this person of anti-war and very much about peace and love, and which I guess is true. But I mean, I think there are a lot of, obviously you can sort of watch this film and think that he comes from a very sort of some ways a very sort of sad childhood, and so you sort of wonder where he sort of gets this happiness, love and peace idea from. But anyway, that's probably another probably get on for hours about that. Definitely a great movie. I definitely really enjoy it. The next film, Prometheus, which I really did enjoy this movie. I think I watched it sort of twice in the cinema when it came out. I was a big sort of fan of the Alien movies, especially the first one, directed by Ridley Scott, and this one's his sort of prequel to that movie. A lot of sort of films that divides a lot of people. Some people really liked it, and other people really hated it, and picked a lot of faults in it, sort of thing. It's definitely not a perfect movie. There's a lot of, some things that just, aren't quite explained very well, and very much like, I watched Blade Runner the other day, and that's another film that's sort of, in some ways, I think it's sort of got jumps from one scene to the next, and it doesn't sort of run smoothly, I think. But anyway, that's another review. Definitely, I just really like the art design to this movie, and really good sort of storyline to it, and I heard there's going to be some sequels to it, which I reckon that'd be quite interesting, I think. So it might explain a bit more of the story to it. But definitely, I really did like the movie, and probably need to sort of rewatch it again. But definitely, I thought it was a really good movie. Next one is an animated classic, I think from the early 90s. Ferngully, The Last Rainforest. I think I got these American slim cases, which, I don't know, I'm not sort of a huge fan of them to be honest. They're a bit, I think I much prefer the sort of more thicker, where are we? Yeah, I much prefer the, much sort of thicker, UK and Australian ones. I think they sort of, I don't know, it's a definite sort of difference between the, the size of the case. But anyway, you got these recycled ones. Yeah, but definitely this is a good sort of movie. I watched it. I sort of watched this a few times when I was a lot younger, and I did sort of watch it recently. I think probably last year, and a really good sort of movie. I think it might have been. I think I remember hearing it was the very first movie that Elton John sort of did the music for. I could be wrong on that. The film that's sort of been, some people reckon it's a bit of the film that James Cameron sort of used for the Avatar movie. Very sort of similar sort of storyline to it, which I can sort of see. There's a lot of sort of similarities to it. But just, great sort of, old style animation to it, and, some good songs in it, I suppose, and good sort of story, and, definitely a good sort of, I don't know, good sort of animated, I think I kind of like the cover too, so there's a nice sort of artwork design on there as well. So that's a good sort of one. Another animated one, All Dogs Go to Heaven. I'm pretty sure I've never seen this one, but I have heard a lot of people, do recommend it, so I thought I might pick it up. I got it fairly cheap, and so I'll give that a watch when I get a bit of a chance. That's that. Another sort of rom-com classic, When Harry Met Sally. I have seen this movie a long time ago, but I thought I might, get it and give it another watch. So I'm looking forward to that. Then I think last of all, just got a trilogy here. The Beverly Hills Cop movies. One, I think that's two. I think pretty sure that should be three. I'm pretty sure I've only seen the movies probably once or twice. I think I don't think I've seen necessarily all of them. Definitely seen the first one a few times. But yeah, definitely sort of just good sort of fun. From what I remember, anyway, good sort of fun sort of, action comedy stuff. So I'm looking forward to sort of, giving them a bit of a rewatch at some point. So that's my sort of my update. I think it's probably 9. Actually, probably 9, 12 titles actually. I think it should be 12 titles, I think, all up. Include these single movies. That's my update. A few good movies there, I thought. Good sort of pickups. If you've seen any of the movies, certainly leave a comment. Give me a thumbs up if you want. That's it. So, thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon with another video for you, very soon. Bye. That was terrible. Let's redo that intro again. Take 2. Get a YouTube, Rob again. Obviously bringing you another. Oh, Magasin.